Welcome to the Hitch List, a podcast for wedding lovers, planners, and party people. We're your hosts, Abby.
And I'm Cassidy, two seasoned event vendors spilling the champagne on what really goes on behind the scenes.
From the planning stage to the final send-off, we're diving into everything events. Brides, grooms, planners, parties, vendors, and the wild stuff no one tells you about.
Whether you're planning your dream day, you're knee-deep in vendor contracts, or working in the industry, we've got the tips, tea, and timeline talk to keep you sane.
This is the Hitch List, where we plan, party, and celebrate every detail. Hey friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Hitch List podcast. We are so very thankful for all of the follows, tags, listens that we've gotten so far. Please keep them coming. We are really excited today for our very next interviewee that we have, Miss Misty Hopkins, the owner of Gulf Coast Wedding Officiant. Misty, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Well, I am the Gulf Coast Wedding Officiant. I have been serving the Gulf Coast and surrounding areas for 10 years. I preside over wedding ceremonies for people across all walks of life. Pretty much any and everything from sign it to make it legal to full-blown weddings that have hundreds upon hundreds of people. I do also some pop-up weddings on the beaches for my military couples who do not have the time to make the effort to do the stuff themselves. I pretty much kind of stepped into a bunch of different roles through the years, but nothing takes the cake like officiating my ceremonies.
Yeah. What made you start officiating?
Well, I'm very, very much a people person, and I grew up with a lot of gay and queer communities. Well, it all woke up one morning and my husband showed me that there was breaking news on the television that it was becoming legal for same-sex marriages in this country. And as a person who grew up with many family members and friends of the community, I knew that they were going to be facing a little bit of hardship and backlash from this. So I went and did some research. Lo and behold, my research turned into an email the next morning that said, "Congratulations, Reverend Misty." And I just looked at my husband and I'm like, holy crap, what did I do? 23 days later, I got a phone call to officiate my very first wedding for a couple in their 60s. And I instantly fell in love with it. And on my very second one, I did my first same-sex marriage for free for a pair of amazing ladies who I'm still very much friends with and have also married their daughter. Basically becoming inclusive to everyone, regardless of their religious backgrounds, their sexual preference, their whether they've been married, whether they have kids. Like, I just love everyone. I believe anybody should be able to marry who they want to marry.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, this industry is about love, so
Absolutely.
why?
This is a flippity flop from what I did in the past when I was a security officer, and that's all you did was see people in their worst. So
Right.
now I get to see people in their best moments, their happiest moments, their true, real, raw moments. Y'all are both married. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, especially, I think I tell people all the time my biggest role as a wedding officiant truly is moral support. When you're standing up there, you really don't know what to expect. So I become that person that's like, hey, man, don't lock your knees. Having a hanky ready for one of them when they start the waterworks, because they don't really grasp the idea of how that emotion's going to hit them until they're sitting in that moment right then and there. We can prepare them all day long on their rehearsal day, but it's not until they're in it do they feel it.
Right, exactly.
So I get to be the moral support, kind of help them prepare for everything, what to expect, and then help them through the ceremony and then send them down the aisle on their married way.
I love that. I think that that's how it should be. And I know we say this to not only the couple, but the wedding party and the family
Mm-hmm.
at rehearsal, especially, is most people are not used to being in front of a crowd, however
Mm-hmm.
big or small that crowd may be. It's really hard to remember to do certain things or stand a certain way or act a certain way in front of that crowd when you get in front of them. Like, people are not used to
Yeah.
quote unquote public speaking, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get up there, you don't know how you're going to react. And most often, they've never done it before. They haven't been married before, so they
Mm-hmm.
really don't know what to expect. And I love that that's something that your role is, that you get to
Yes.
be that calm presence
So-
in that moment because you don't know how you're going to react.
Yes, and you'd be surprised at how many times I have to tell people to breathe because they
Yeah.
literally stand there and stop breathing, and I'm like,
And then
breathe.
they've locked their knees, and now they're going to
Yes.
pass out.
They freeze up, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it is a very shocking moment that people usually aren't really ready for. Now I get people who've been married before, and it still hits them like a wave. So it's not just any one person. It's everybody. Even people who come to me that don't want, the big thing. They want me to just sign it and make it official. Even they get emotional. They're like, "Thank you for making this so easy for us." And I was like, "Hey, no problem. Call me if y'all would like to do something bigger in the future." I do a simple short notice signings to, I booked, when I first started out, of course, I didn't even have a schedule. It was just call me and I was pretty much available anytime. 10 years in now, I had allowed it to be up to 18 months, but I would say in the last 4 months, I've already booked 4 or 5 weddings for 2026 and 2027. So I've actually opened my book for a whole 2 years to include all of 2026 and 2027. I don't usually do that, but when people call, I do have those type A brides that are very, very specific,
right.
and they want everything tip top, done, planned, well before they even get close to the wedding.
Well, those are the ones that are going to book that far out
Yes.
anyway, so.
Yes. I love those brides. Don't get me wrong. I also love my simple brides who know they just want this, and everything else is just lanyard.
I love it. I love it. So you've talked a little bit about doing, anywhere from those simple elopements, just sign and go,
Mm-hmm.
to the, 400, 500 person weddings.
Yes.
Which ones of those do you prefer? Is it somewhere in the middle, and why?
It comes down to the day of the week.
Oh, gosh, yeah, I can imagine.
So, as you can imagine, y'all have busy schedules just like myself. However, I am very much of a personable person. So, as much as I love the big weddings, I do love being able to get to know my couples with the smaller crowds better, especially the eloping couples who open up to me. They're sitting there and they're like, literally about to get married, never met me before, but they spill their love story to me. And I'm like, every time, I'm just like, thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Yeah.
The big ones, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I leave with something from every single one. But it's more personable to me when I can feel it myself.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm sure you can get that too, even with the big
even
ones.
with the big ones,
it
yes.
varies
It's-
couple to couple,
Yes.
not wedding
And
size.
Wedding size isn't really the thing, it's the crowd. I'm not scared of the crowd, but most people are awkward when it comes to talking in front of crowds. I obviously am not. But it kind of shocks people when they meet me and then they see me at the front and they're like, "Oh, that was the minister." And I'm like, "Yes." And then all of a sudden things become weird because you never realize you're in a crowd of 500 people. You just think you're there and you're speaking to another guest at a wedding. And then they realize, "Oh, well, that's who that is." I don't wear anything that specifies who I am.
Right.
And I never wear the same thing. So,
How did you become a officiant? Like, what steps did you take?
so first I did all kinds of research. I needed to even know if there was a way to become one in the state of Mississippi, if I needed to go through the church or what it was. So when I went online, of course, y'all know the Google God tells you everything you need to know. So I went, did some research, come back and found the Universal Life Church, which is an online-based ordination, which, cool fact, all the Beatles were also ordained by the same. So I like that they are an all inclusion. It does not matter who your denomination is. They just say they proudly represent being a non-denomination. I cater to everyone. I utilize the title wedding officiant. I don't usually use minister, but I have to when I'm signing a marriage license, because that is technically my title. And I don't use reverend or preacher because I do not stand in front of a congregation and preach. So wedding officiant fits me better because I literally minister to love through ceremonies that I perform for couples. The Universal Life Church is a non-denominational online registration that will allow people of all walks of life, regardless of their religious background, to become ordained specifically for, weddings. Or I've done some funerals as well, although I do not do them now.
Do you have to be officiated? Do you have to be a registered officiant or whatever to
Not
do
in
a
the state of
funeral?
Mississippi. No. To be a wedding officiant or to head over funerals, you only have to be in good standing with your ordination, which for me is through Universal Life Church.
That's interesting. I never thought about that, having to, in order to perform a funeral ceremony, I guess, to have to be ordained in a specific way or not. I've never thought about that. Because I guess you can have speakers at funerals, but...
Usually someone just to preside over the beginning of the service, and then people come and talk. But after the third one, I realized that wasn't for me. I'm very much an emotional person. So to the 3 that I did do, the first one was for a 7-month-old child. The second one was for a family member's mother, and my last one was for my own grandfather, who basically raised me. So that was the straw that broke that camel's back.
You're like, I'm made for weddings instead.
Oh, yes.
Different
much,
kind of love.
much. Yes.
Yeah.
So after that, I realized I was like, okay, we're going back to the good, pretty stuff with all the sparklies and the happy brides, and everybody's got a smile, except for a few momzillas.
It's always a mama.
It is.
Always a mama.
I've never
Bride's
dealt
mom
with
or
a dad.
Or bride's mom or dad's mom. Bride's mom or groom's mom. It is always a mom.
Sometimes
usually
it's
is.
groom's dad. There's been a few.
It was probably a mom sending dad.
Through dad,
to
you're
do it.
right.
Or a grandmama. It
He
is
was just the
always...
The
messenger.
grandmama. the groom's dad's mom. There you go. That's what it is. Wait, so my question is then, do you write the scripts, or do you, so when you write your scripts, do you send them to your couples to have them look over them with you, or do you have them also maybe write some stuff in there that they want? Like, for example, for my wedding, I wrote our scripts.
Oh, my goodness.
You were much more type A, though, too.
Yes, well, I knew that there were for me specifically, I knew I wanted a pastor to marry us, because we could have had a judge. I didn't want a judge. My mother-in-law knows everybody in the state of Mississippi, so it wouldn't have been hard. But for me, I wanted a pastor to marry us. I wanted certain things to be said that were biblical truths for our marriage. So I wanted to make sure those were something that was stated when we were getting married. So I wanted to put those in our ceremony and also in our vows. So do you write those yourself and have them look over it, or do you have them write stuff, or are there different scripts they can choose from?
So when they book with
All
me,
of the above.
Yeah.
they get to fill out a contract that asks very, very specific questions. Do you want a religious ceremony? Do you have any specific request, any prayer request, any, a lot of people like the blessing of the hands reading. Very, very popular right now. A lot of people want hand fastenings, or they want mom or grandpa or someone special to come up and say a prayer at the end of the ceremony. All of this stuff is put into my contract, and that is what I use to create their ceremony. And 30 days before their ceremony, they will get to read that, review it, send it back to me with any things that they would like changed, anything they want to add. And then usually about 1 week before the wedding, I'm like, all right, make sure this is it. Because once it's printed, I print it, I read it just until I'm comfortable. So, I'm not up there blabbing. And, I'm like reading over my own stuff and I'm like, oh, crap. No. Everybody's ceremony is directly to their preference, their religious background, or if they have someone else they want to be included. I have a lot of people that ask specifically, hey, can we have so and so come up here to be a part of this? Like, I do a lot of beach weddings. They want their kids included. So the unity ceremonies that go within the ceremony itself, like the sand ceremony, it allows them to include their kids to be a piece of it. Most recently, one of my hand fastenings, very, very unique situation. Usually it's only the couple. This time it was a very small group. It was just their siblings and their parents. They welcomed all of them to come up and put a knot in their cord for love and support.
cute.
And I was like, wow. I left there just in awe. I'm not kidding you. I did the happy dance down Main Street in Bay St. Louis, my own little parade. I left there so happy that day. I was like, it was just something that stood out.
Very unique.
Very. I have had, I'm not sure if y'all familiar with the way things can be done in Hawaii, but I've actually experienced a haka.
I would love to. No, I love to watch those videos.
I
like,
full
love
body
it.
chills
I
watching
love
the
it.
videos of them.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I've done a lot of Indian weddings where they're bold, beautiful, bright colors.
I want to do an Indian wedding so bad. I've done a Vietnamese wedding, and those are so fun.
I have not ever done a
Oh my
Vietnamese.
gosh! Well, don't
Not
try
yet.
and decorate because
Oh.
decorations don't matter, sister. It's all about the food and the alcohol, and I love that.
Yeah.
It's really about the Hennessy. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my goodness.
It is. It's all about the Hennessy. And tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not.
You're not.
I wouldn't know. I haven't done one yet.
You'll like it.
So-
Okay,
but
so you
I've
did
done-
the Ahaka,
I've
an
done
Indian
Ahaka.
wedding.
I've done a lot where they like to specialize and focus on certain customs from their heritage. Like in the Philippines, there's certain movements that they do in acknowledgement to the parents. Like the groom does this thing with his head with the bride's parents, and then it's kind of an acknowledgement. You are part of my life now, and I'm thankful that you are welcoming me.
That's cute.
There are so many different customs and backgrounds, and in the whole 10 years that I've been doing this, I would say that the most unique ones are the ones where the couples get to literally say their own vows and include the parents. One of my favorite ones that I've seen a lot lately is the rose ceremony, where they'll come up the aisle and then they give mom a rose.
I've seen that.
Most recently, every single person that was in the bridal party were actually siblings of the bride or the groom. So when they came up, they took a flower and they'd give it to their mom. So by the time they were done, each mom had an entire bouquet of flowers. I was like, okay, that was really
who
awesome.
took the flower?
Every single person that walked down the aisle, whether it was a bridesmaid or groomsman, everyone had flowers in their hand to gift to mom.
The mother of the bride or the mother of the groom?
Both.
Whichever one was their
Whichever
mom.
one was their mom, because the only bridal party members were the bride and the groom's sisters and brothers.
That's so cute.
So when they come up, they were like, here, mom, thank you. And at the end, both moms had a bouquet to set down by their plate setting.
I love that. You know what I've seen recently that I like is instead of the bride giving the bouquet to the maid of honor, she goes down the aisle with dad and then hands her bouquet to mom to hold.
Yes, I
I
love,
love
that.
that.
It's-
Sorry, Mom. Wish I would have done that.
Also, I've seen kind of expanding on that where mom also then stands up and joins bride and dad for the moment that the
Yes.
officiant
Ask who
gives,
presents,
right, so
yes.
that they're saying we do together versus dad, you know,
Yes.
turning back to mom sitting
Yeah.
or standing at her seat.
Yes.
She's brought forward and can hug her daughter as well in the act of giving her away. Not necessarily having to walk down the aisle because I love that it's dad and bride's moment,
Yes.
but then mom gets to be included, and then mom can take bouquet and go sit down.
Yep.
And also the bouquet toss at receptions is
Fading?
kind of fading a good
Thank
bit. and
God.
Well,
I noticed.
the bouquet dedication to mom.
It is. Or I have had a lot of these lately, but it is always a surprise engagement.
Don't listen.
That's
wait
a
a minute.
hot take.
It is.
Okay, hold on.
Everybody's going to be on one end or the other. There is no cut in the middle. You're
Here-
either okay with it or you're not.
Here's where I stand. If this was something that was decided by the bride and groom
Mm-hmm.
and they thought it was a great idea, love that.
Yes.
But everybody else there is going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe they stole their day. Oh my gosh, how insensitive.
Right. Not knowing
Yeah.
bride and
Not
groom
knowing bride
were
and groom thought that was a great
yes,
option.
Yes.
I will personally tell you, I love my friends. I love my best friends. All the people that were in
But
my wedding.
no.
But if y'all would have tried to propose at my wedding, I would have said, get up, stand up right now. What are you doing? And my husband would have probably, well, Lord knows what my husband would have done.
No, I agree. That's how I feel about it too.
I think it's okay if y'all have decided collectively as the husband and the wife saying, we would love for you guys to do this. We know that you
I
want to
wouldn't
propose to
have
her.
been okay with a friend or family member asking me if they could do that at my wedding.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. But if
I've
I come
never
to
Or
you,
seen it.
ask me, obviously, I'm going to say, no, I'd rather you not.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of those, and it's always well in advance. The couple has already given their permission. They are ready for it. They're down for it. And the next thing you know, once everything's done, pictures are done, everybody's shocked because the moment's happening. And that is usually when the toss would be. And then next thing you know, instead of everybody turning around thinking they're going to get the flowers, there's
Now,
old boy on
okay.
a knee asking sister-in-law or whoever to
That's
get
a
married.
fun take too, though. If it
I
is-
hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Listen.
I can't do that.
Wait,
You're
hang
telling
on.
me now the rest of the night we're thinking about the fact that y'all got engaged. I'm here to celebrate Sue Ann and Michael, and I'm over here thinking Claire and David are together now.
But listen, if it, like you said, at the end of the night, all of the
Yes.
other reception things are over with, and it was very predetermined and planned
Yes.
with bride and groom for bride's bouquet toss to go to that girl
Yes,
specifically.
specifically.
So everybody knew.
Everyone
step
else
back,
knew.
let her
Yes.
catch it. Same thing with the garter toss for the groom. All the guys knew, so they made sure that one guy
Yes.
caught it. And then, because that's what they say is the thing, is that's
Okay,
who's going to get
maybe that's
engaged
okay.
next. And so then
Maybe.
it's like, how crazy is it? I caught the bouquet, you caught the garter toss, and then
Okay,
he
next
gets down
thing
on one knee. That's
Yes.
cute.
No, I can
Because
do.
everybody had to be a part of that family.
Yeah.
I can
all of
take
the
everyone.
single people.
I can take a little trade on that of the guy catching the garter and the girl catching the bouquet, and then they getting engaged somewhere else, maybe next weekend. Because let me tell you about it. I would like that because that's what happened with me and Justin. I caught the bouquet, and well, actually, they didn't do a garter thing, but I caught the bouquet, and then we were married next month. Well, we were engaged next month. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
can do that. Like, I love that idea. Don't do it at the wedding.
Because
But maybe set up the fact that he catches the garter, she catches the bouquet. Oh, yay,
Right.
now we post on Instagram. I said yes. And you're
Well,
like,
and
whoa,
in
that's
order-
crazy.
In order for that to happen that way, also, it's not just the bride and groom that have to know.
0 out of 10, do not recommend. Apparently, I'm the only one that doesn't recommend, though.
No, I agree. I actually had a bride recently. They're doing I keep calling her a bride. She is a wife. Her and her husband are going to do a vow renewal. They were a military couple, like you said, and just did a quick and dirty go to the courthouse.
Not the quick and dirty.
Years ago. They live out of state, and her family, both of their families still live here, and they've decided they want to do the full shebang. Like, first dance with dad, first dance with each other, full ceremony.
I'm sorry.
All the
you
stuff.
said down and dirty and full shebang in the same few sentences, and my brain can't comprehend that.
Love a good adjective over here. A good southern adjective. Anyway, they are doing the full
Shebang.
wedding ceremony and reception. And I'm really
Yes.
excited that I get to be a part of it. But she asked me in one of our planning phone calls recently, how could we make it work where my sister and her husband also do a vow renewal during our ceremony?
Like a double wedding, but with
Yeah.
a double vow renewal.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
that's
was
amazing.
like, absolutely, logistically, we can make it work however you want. We can make it a surprise for you, I guess. We can make everybody know about it. We can do everything double, whatever. How do you feel about
Yeah.
another bride overshadowing? I don't want to say overshadowing. Sharing
Yeah.
your day with them. Like, are you okay with that? She goes, oh, yeah, absolutely. My sister's my best friend, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, that's totally fine. I'll make whatever work that y'all want to
Does sister
do.
know about this, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was saying.
I didn't know this was going to be surprising when the
Did
episode came
sister
out.
ask you and you don't know how to say no and you need me to say logistically it's not possible so you get out of it? Like,
Yes.
have you fully thought about sharing your wedding with somebody else?
There's a lot of components that can go into that.
Exactly. And so she said, yeah, I'll talk to him some more and we'll see how, I don't really know yet. I just wanted to throw it out there to you and say, is it possible? And I said, yeah, anything's possible, whatever. A little while later, she comes back and she said, we actually talked about it and we're not going to do that. They'll do their own thing later at a later date. I said, okay, great.
I
Because
guess
I felt like that was, it probably kind of got in her head a little bit about.
I think when you say, right, I think when you put in there, are you okay with sharing your day and it now not just being about y'all,
Bride
but about
and groom.
you all.
Y'all didn't get the bride and groom experience.
And that's why you're doing the bride and groom, and you're not going to get it at all.
If you share it with somebody else.
Sometimes if they take it home, sleep on it, and think, wow, okay, we're doing this because we want to have this moment, and now we're trying to share this moment again.
And not to take, like she said, my sister is my best friend in the entire world. Absolutely. If there's anybody I will share it with, it's her.
Yeah.
But still, the bride and groom, that is your moment. That's your only time you will be that.
I can say this. In my over decade of officiating ceremonies, there's only 2 that I've ever done a double wedding for.
How did they
See,
work?
swear,
what
what happened?
I
We're like, do you
swear.
mean it?
I'm dead serious.
Is this, what's that movie with Sandra Bullock and Katherine Heigl? Is it Sandra Bullock and Katherine Heigl? And they share the wedding?
So
it's not.
Do you know what I'm talking
quite
about?
like that.
It's not Katherine Heigl.
I know what you're talking about, though, where they like both get a spring date at the whatever,
And then they're best friends
and
or
they
whatever.
hate
They
each other.
well, no, yeah, they
They're
hate
on
each
the
other and
same
become
day.
best friends, and then they have the wedding at the same place.
What is that movie?
That's Katherine
Bride
Heigl.
Wars or something.
Oh yeah, Bride Wars.
It's not Katherine Heigl.
Say
Katherine
it's Katherine Heigl. Katherine
she's
Heigl.
Didn't she play in
Bride
Grey's
Wars.
Anatomy?
Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
Katherine Heigl. I know my Izzy. Bride Wars. I can't wait to prove you wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I'm looking at her face in my head. It's not Katherine Heigl.
Oh, it's definitely not Katherine Heigl.
Katherine
But
Heigl,
Katherine Heigl did play
she
Izzy.
plays the bridesmaid
It's
in another.
Kate Hudson.
That's it.
Darn Nabbit. And Anne Hathaway. What did I say?
Sandra
Sandra
Bullock.
Bullock and Katherine Heigl. Listen, if I were to confuse any of the two, it would have been those two,
Yes.
though. Okay?
No, Katherine Heigl does play like it's 27 Dresses. That's
27
Katherine
dresses.
Heigl's
I
wedding.
knew she was a bride someplace. And
not a
Sandra
bride, though.
Bullock.
That's what
Sandra
that-
Bullock's in the proposal, so I was thinking something.
Yeah.
But this is definitely Anne Hudson
Kate
Anne Hudson.
Gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Anne Hudson, Kate Hathaway. Anne Hathaway,
a
Kate
pretty baby.
Hudson. Well, for a moment from the side, it looks like Hillary Duff, and I thought, I know Hillary Duff don't play in this.
Oh my goodness.
No, I can picture Katherine Heigl in the ugly bridesmaids dresses from
27.
Oh, it's
dresses.
the bridesmaid,
dresses.
never the bride.
yeah.
I remember that. That was
Yes.
hilarious.
I want to know your double weddings. That's what we're talking about.
Oh
double
my
weddings.
gosh, yes, Bride Wars.
So first one.
Was it like Bride Wars?
No.
Okay.
It was actually a surprise. They knew they were going to get married.
Wait, the
but
surprise was to the bride and the groom?
to the second bride.
Okay.
The first
Oh,
bride and groom
God.
were in on it.
It's like a surprise
the
proposal,
second
but-
groom.
Did the groom know?
So the second groom.
I'm like, did the groom know he was getting
okay?
married?
So let's say this: the bride and the groom.
Wait a
came
minute.
with their-
The
first-
logistics. Did
We
she
just
have a
need to
dress?
listen.
We're gonna
Need to
say
listen.
number one bride and groom came down to elope. They brought their best friends with them because they thought they needed witnesses. While they were here, both of them got their marriage licenses. You know, you have to get a Mississippi marriage license to be married in Mississippi. While they were from out of state, so bride 1 and 2, groom and bride 1 and 2 are talking to groom number 2. Says, "Hey, we got our marriage license. She doesn't know this, but y'all want to share the day?" They were already here to be a part of their day anyway, so they had separate ceremonies on the same day.
Wait, hold on. Okay. I'm logistically thinking.
I don't hate that with it already being an elopement.
Hold on. So here's my question: the second bride and groom went and got marriage license as well.
They all went the
Together?
same day, yes, but they weren't going to get married the same day. They were going to go the second couple thought the courthouse had a judge available,
So
they were just going to do that.
Okay.
Hey,
When
we're
they
already here. Let's
didn't-
go down to the courthouse while we're here and do
Yes.
it.
So she had a dress then because
So
she was
they
just
had
going to
everything.
do that.
It was just summer dresses they
Oh.
were wearing. It wasn't like
okay.
a big wedding. It was just an elopement. They were going to be here. They thought they needed witnesses, so she wanted her best friend. It just so happened the groom's best friends with that groom, and the bride was best friends with that bride. So
fun.
we met up at the White House Hotel. I did the first ceremony. We all went in, had a cocktail, and then we went back outside for round number 2.
How did you
They-
tell
Wait,
them?
yeah,
Like,
when
by
did
the way.
when
Yes.
did bride number 2 find out?
While we
How?
were having a cocktail.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
He's
fun.
like, I have to say, this has been a beautiful day. And he turns, and we're just for namesake, we're going to call her Anne.
Anne and Kate.
Yes. He's like, well, honey, I have to tell you something that we've already been planning. And here comes the bride, and she's got a full-on everything. She's got a veil for her to put on, a little sash that says bride to be. And she said, oh, didn't you know you're getting married today too?
Like, finish your drink. Let's go.
How sweet.
Oh, we all just
That's
grabbed our drinks and
so
went outside.
cute.
She was like, "Sis!"
Literally.
That's cute. I like that.
So we just
That works.
did the second ceremony in the same spot, same location. When we got done, they were like, hey, we didn't hire a photographer. I was like, say no more. Give me your phone. I took all kinds of pictures all over the property. She went in there and laid on the bar with her cocktail. By the end of the
fun.
night, them two were headed to the pool in their dresses. The grooms were like making best friends with the bartender. By the end of the evening, I guarantee you they ended up with the 2 best suites they had at that hotel.
I love that.
Like,
so-
you're waiting on your husband to get there so you can spend the rest of the night with them. 'Cause they were
Yes.
fun.
Oh, yes.
I love
The
that.
second couple, they full on planned a wedding. And I did this all in one. You've got 2 brides walking up a separate aisle together.
Wait.
Yes.
This is literally Bride Wars.
This is
This
like
is
Bride
Anne
Wars.
Hathaway and Kate
Except-
Hudson.
They're sisters. And they're twins.
Listen,
Oh,
pause. Hold
no,
on.
no,
Let me tell you
no.
something. Listen, Carmen Elise West. That's my sister's name. Well, she's married now. Carmen Elise West said, love you so much. Never in my life will I share my wedding date with you or walk down the aisle with you. Because that day is about me and me only.
Anna
and
and
my husband. This
Avery.
day is about me and my husband. Sorry. Me and my husband.
Anna and Avery, when y'all are old enough to listen to this,
Yeah, you have
Don't do it.
twins.
Mama
You
will
have
not
twins.
allow you to have a double wedding.
Oh my gosh,
Absolutely
can
not.
you imagine Anna coming to you? Hey, Mom, me and Avery decided we want to get married together at the same time down the aisle. And Dad
No,
would
baby
just
girl,
walk in the middle.
I have not dreamed about your wedding for 20-something years at this point to not do 2.
Right?
I mean, imagine the money you'd save, though.
Nope.
So-
Actually, you'd spend more because you have to have more people there.
Well, that's the
They're
thing.
going to know the same
They all
people.
knew the same people. So
Wait,
it was
okay, so there was
already.
2 aisles? Was it like in a
It
church
was-
with a double aisle?
So no,
or-
we were in New Orleans at, I don't know what they call them now, the Southern Oaks Plantation.
Okay.
But there was a double aisle. Each bride got to have their own moment. And when they came up to the front, Dad was standing there, and I asked, who presents this woman to be married? I didn't say women.
Wait
I said
a minute.
woman.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ew. Hold on a minute.
Were they
'Cause
just stood
where's
there
the
next to each other?
grooms?
Did you officiate separately or together?
It was together.
So the grooms are standing. So they're kissing their grooms at the same time in front of everybody. That's embarrassing.
So they're twin
I'm just
sisters.
thinking about
Were they
that.
identical?
Yes.
Did they marry twin brothers?
No.
Oh. Could you imagine?
One had Mr.
They're-
Tall, dark,
And if this is
handsome,
you,
and the
I'm
other
so
one
sorry.
had,
I'm
like-
not judging, but I am thinking about if this were me and, like, for example, my sister-in-law, I could not fathom that. Or my sister, I cannot fathom that. I think that's just because I
Well,
don't like to share.
I think it came down to what they shared so much in their life already that they didn't mind sharing that because they were given the option by Daddy. If you want to do your wedding together, you can, and then go on your separate ways to do your own honeymoons. Or I can pay for both of your weddings, but
Or
you
you
have to
have
pay
to-
for your own honeymoon.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was
Okay.
Dad's
Actually,
fault.
hold on. At that moment, I would say, you know what? Matter of fact, do you want to pay for my honeymoon? Did they have a price limit? Like,
They
where are we going?
did.
Paris?
But it all come down
So
to
it's
they were
Dad's fault.
A-okay with sharing their day so that Daddy could have money to help with honeymoon. But in the end,
Wait, but then they
it was
still had to pay for their
confusing.
own wedding because Dad paid for a honeymoon.
No, Dad paid for wedding. He only paid for one.
He was saying, I'm not paying for 2 weddings and 2 honeymoons.
Exactly.
I will pay for 1 honeymoon and 2 weddings, or 2 weddings and 1 honeymoon.
Basically, he was like, how can I
got to pay for 3
divide this
things. I'm not
thing
paying
up?
for 4.
They both got engaged in the same month, and he was like, all right, how are we
I'm
gonna do
curious
this?
to know how the grooms felt about that.
They were so down for it. Oh, both of them. When, of course, when I get somewheres, I go and I check in with all the vendors, the brides and the grooms. When I got there, them grooms were cutting up. Let me tell you, they were having the time
Honestly,
of their
as
life.
a groom, they probably was like a little less nerve wracking as a guy.
Right, like release
Yeah.
some pressure.
Because
Yeah.
like they don't feel so awkward because it's not just
It's not just
up
them.
there.
Exactly.
So I could see as
They
a
were
guy
cool
that's
with it.
probably
Now, the brides, when it come down to the ceremony, break it down. They didn't do their own vows. That was left to at the end, at the reception, where they got up and spoke their own vows to their grooms and the grooms to their brides.
So here's my next question.
Okay, because there couldn't be that
There couldn't be that
separation
moment
during the
separation.
ceremony.
Yes, it
Okay,
was
wait.
hard.
So at the at the reception, they did those separately
Yes,
in front of everybody
In front
at
of
different
everyone.
times, kind of like how
they
you
had
would do,
their
like,
own
your
sweetheart
speech.
tables. Yes,
Okay, so then the first dance.
the first dance.
Did they share that with their dad? Did they
No.
share that with each other?
They did not do a father-daughter dance. They did a mom-dad dance where each bride was dancing with one or the other, and halfway through the
And they
song
switched.
switched.
I like
Okay,
that.
I like that.
Brings
So,
mama back into it without having a
Yes.
whole nother dance.
Exactly.
You get
But
3 dances
also-
deep, and your guests are over.
But
it.
also,
Oh, yeah.
that's good for mom of the bride because mom of the bride gets left out of a lot of
A
stuff.
lot
Right.
of stuff. Yes.
Now, did they share their first dance with the grooms?
They had their own first dance moments. Very specifically, bride number 2, she didn't want to do a first dance in front of everyone because she had health issues that kind of kept her from doing the dances that she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So their dance didn't come until her song came on about halfway through, right before they did the cutting the cake. So it was like you got sister 1 and husband 1 that did theirs, and then about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I couldn't keep up with time, passed.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, if everyone would please take their seats, bride 2 and groom 2 are going to take their dance, and afterwards we're going to cut the cake. So, and because it was a cake cutting with 2 couples, it was one giant massive cake, but each of them cut into the back side.
So, also, I'm curious to know who coordinated that wedding.
The man that was running the venue.
Oh, okay.
So they just had it in-house.
So there was
Yes,
an in-house.
it was very much in-house. They were friends with him, long time family friends.
Did I miss this? Did they have wedding party? Did they have separate wedding parties or something?
So they didn't have a wedding party.
Okay.
There was
That makes
just,
sense. That would have been
That would have
That
been too much.
So yeah,
poor
it
Pat.
was just the brides that walked.
That's
The
so
grooms were in the
interesting.
front. Daddy was in the center. Both the brides walked up, approached Daddy. I ask who presents. He says, I do. Gives them both a hug, and then both grooms approach, shake his hand, and then take
How
the
close
bride.
together were they standing?
About 15 foot apart.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that because they were literally on 2 separate aisles. So they had to come to the center to meet Dad. in
So
the
was
front.
it like?
Wait, no, like I'm talking about during the like standing next to their groom at the front. How close together were they? Were they right
Oh,
beside
okay.
each other?
After Dad moved out, they were maybe 8 foot. It wasn't that far because they both had really nice dresses where the trains kind of, met.
So was it like groom, groom, bride, bride?
No, groom, with the brides in the middle. So after Dad shook hands with,
So you were standing like center to the brides. Almost.
I was at the top of the steps.
Okay.
They
So-
were at the bottom.
Not the grooms get to look at each other the whole time.
They're looking at their bride, but they're also looking at you like, hey, man, I got you. Yeah, that was a very, very chill couple. And they had a blast. We
I'm sure
stayed.
they were very sweet. They were very close knit,
So-
just like
oh,
the
yes,
nicest people
yes.
too.
I mean, if y'all know any twins, obviously yours are still getting
Well,
to know
that's
each
what I was
other.
gonna say.
But there's this like tight
Her
bond.
twins babble to each other.
Well, that's what I
They
mean.
have
Like,
their own
obviously,
conversation.
I
Yeah.
want my girls to do what would make them happy for their wedding day. Me,
Obviously.
selfishly, I want them to have 2 separate weddings, of course. But I don't know how their bond is going to grow and change over the years. I mean, they're
Mind
Yeah.
you
6
all,
months
for everybody, I
old.
was going to say, mind you all, for everybody listening, the babies are 6 months old.
Right.
Yes.
Like,
They're nowhere near getting married right now.
I know sets of twins who purposefully do things in life to take them on a different path than their twin, because you're so often lumped together and referred to as the twins, and you have no individuality.
and you want your own identity. Yes.
But then there are some that, no, this is like, we literally can speak to each other in our brains. Like, we are
like
one.
wired.
And so I know every bond with their twins is different. So
Yes.
I hate to say one way or the other for myself, because I have no idea how my girls will be when they are that age. So
Let's not rush it.
maybe that will be, just still be in the business in 20 years, please. And
I hope.
you can do it because you've already done it.
But yes, I just love that I am very flexible. It is whatever the couples want, you get it.
Yeah.
There are so many different aspects to doing weddings, whether you're officiating, planning, coordinating, it doesn't matter. Especially like when I step in, I'm coming in, I'm already knowing my vendors. I'm like, all right, how can I help? I've
That's
got
the
30
best. That's
minutes.
refreshing
Like,
when
can I
you
help with
do
mic check?
already know everybody.
The centerpiece isn't right. This fell over. Whatever. I'm there. I'm like, let me help.
So that's what makes a vendor a quality vendor, is
Yes.
the ones that don't just stay within their
Yes.
confines of
Literally.
They're in their bubble.
contract. Like,
Anybody can be
You're
a
n-
good
you're not
vendor.
gonna
Show
screw
up, do the
yourself.
job.
you're not going to screw yourself over and
Yeah.
do things way out of your realm that would cost you way much more time and money, but
A
it does
little
not
something
hurt
extra.
you. Right. It does not hurt you.
Especially
to
What
do that
if
makes
it's
extra
helping everyone.
Well, I was going to say, what makes you a vendor that other vendors want to work with is
step. That type of thing.
that type.
Yes.
Is seeing and doing the things that other ordinary people don't see and do.
Yes.
Going out of your
or
way.
don't care to do.
Yeah.
Or don't care to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Like, oh,
going
that's
above and
not
beyond.
my job.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's just a good characteristic to have in it as a human being, is
As a
to go
service
Yeah.
provider
above and
Yeah.
beyond.
in a service industry, you shouldn't be in the service industry if you don't have that mindset.
We live in the day-
believe-
Oh, I was going to say, go ahead.
I believe that if you're in any kind of service, you have to be a people pleaser, or you're not going to succeed.
You
Pretty
will be
much-
miserable, and you'll make others miserable.
Yeah, if you're not liking what you're doing, it's not for you. Period. If you're not comfortable going in and helping a vendor, this
Well, like
isn't
you
for
said,
you.
fixing a centerpiece. You see
I mean,
me over there running
So
around,
yeah,
and you see what I'm doing. You're gonna
yeah.
pick it up
I'm
and
like,
do it
okay.
too.
I'm like, this one is just a little off centered, or the signage usually flops over because of the wind. I'm like, hold on,
Especially
and,
on your beach wedding.
Yes.
I almost wouldn't even call that people pleasing. I would call that just servant
Servanthood.
leading or
Yeah.
servanthood. Because it's not that you're doing that to people please. It's you're doing that because you are
That's your
the
servant's
best
heart.
form of
That would be
love is serving.
Service. Yes.
And that's what a servanthood leader is
Yeah.
serving out of love
When you
and
feel
going
that
above and
tug
beyond.
in your
Yeah.
heart, and you
Yeah.
just do it.
And when you have a passion for it, it just comes naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a room and you're already excited. You don't really know what to expect. I don't meet my couples, most of them, until their wedding day. Usually 30, 45 minutes before the moment. Unless I'm at the rehearsal. And a lot of people, I've noticed these days, they want to run it themselves, which that's fine. I write my ceremonies in an itinerary format. If they want to do that, they've got the assistance.
I come here to say that do not run your rehearsal yourself.
Oh,
Have your
I don't
planner,
recommend it.
coordinator,
Have your
and
planner or coordinator.
your officiant present.
Yeah.
yes.
That is a requirement. Highly
I
recommend.
highly, highly recommend it, because for those who
Is that an
ran
add-on,
it,
like an additional cost?
yes, I
Yeah.
do charge extra, because when I step into
That's
that
your time and
rehearsal
space.
coordinator role, you will get a whole hour with me. I don't care if it's 1 time, 10 times, 100 times. We'll run through it. I want everybody that's in your bridal party to know exactly their spot, where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be,
So-
and how they're supposed to stand.
Do you? So let's say, for example, if you are, let's say we worked a wedding with you.
Okay.
And typically for us, we would go through what you just said, where they're walking, how they're standing, what they're doing with their hands, and then we would let you take over on what
With
the
the ceremony.
ceremony portion. So, do those prices vary? because of what you're doing, or
So just for me to be at a rehearsal, whether I'm the one that's leading it or I'm there, the price will be the same.
okay.
The reason is because my time is valuable,
You're
and
still
I
there,
will
right?
still speak up if I see something that I think will make it smoother. I have noticed lately, I'm working with planners who have a lot less experience than me, and I'm like, hey, can I give you this tip that will help you, later on in your career with this? Because this isn't typically how it's done, but this is going to help you make this smooth. And they always appreciate it.
Yeah.
They're learning in the process.
They should.
And nobody ever gets tiffed about it. They're just like, oh, I didn't think about it, and they're really grateful to have gotten that knowledge from someone who has the experience.
That's what constructive criticism is. It's not being offended because somebody wants to help you
become better.
Yeah. We have horse blinders on in the sense of like we can't see past what we think is always good. So sometimes you have to have somebody call out something and say, hey, this I think maybe needs to be fixed, and you can excel better.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
people get
that's a
offended easily.
Fun. That's a question
That's
that
fun.
I think we've already asked before, and I like to ask. I think us as the planners and the coordinators, what do you like that planners and coordinators do, and what do you not like that planners and coordinators do?
And
from
be
your perspective?
honest, you can
You're not going to
even-
hurt our feelings.
Oh,
And
y'all
if
ready
you
for this?
do, we'll
How
cry
can
a
we be
little,
better?
but
Okay.
no, I'm just kidding.
So, in my 10 years, or just over 10 years of doing this, some things that I did not like is that some are not forthcoming with information. Like, I would have to reach out to brides to get specific information. But if you are the planner of a wedding, you should have a vendor list of everybody who has their hands in it. And you
Correct.
should contact that vendor and say, hey, we're going to be working together for this couple's wedding.
Here's what I have.
Here's what I have.
Here's the
Let's
timeline.
continue to collaborate. Let's make this work.
Correct.
That I love.
Yeah.
You're
Are
a planner.
you- Yeah.
Why didn't you reach out to me if you knew I was officiating?
Mm-hmm.
I could have been here. I could have helped you, because usually they don't hire me for the rehearsal because so and so did it. Basically, just an unprepared vendor. Someone who doesn't know what they're doing and is very, very much an amateur. And they are trying to learn as they go, but don't know how to take the criticism. They don't want the
Right.
help. That's what irks
Because
my
your
nerves.
learning has to come with experience.
It
the
does.
experience has to come with moments and
Yeah.
going through them. But
And to
you
see
have somebody with
someone-
you to do
Yeah.
that, or you also have to be able to take.
People
And I
that
take easily,
succeed,
yeah.
people that succeed are people that have failed first.
Oh, yes. Every single failure is an opportunity to progress further.
I mean, I didn't know what the hell I was doing my first couple weddings.
I didn't.
And every single one, I
still
learned
took-
something. This works. This doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's gonna change the next couple.
Yes, everyone. It took me like 3 years to truly be comfortable. And then in my 4th year became an LLC because I truly felt like I can walk into anywheres without a piece of paper and aid a ceremony just from my head. That was when I knew I was comfortable with my role as a professional. Now, I'm able to take my expertise and everything that I understand of heritage backgrounds, of my religious studies and everything, apply directly into what these couples are wanting. So it's not like,
Within first meeting them
So, yeah.
in an hour. Like,
yeah, usually really quick. I'm able to discuss and figure out exactly what I'm going to do and say. So on the vendor end, it is the unprepared ones. The ones that I love are the ones that are on it. They're contacting me from day one. As soon as, they're booking their vendors, you'll know who the officiant is, who the photographer is, who the caterer, everything. Another thing, this one is actually really big. I try to encourage people as the officiant to have a list for your photographer. Because people do not understand the time it takes to get
To
all those pictures.
sit
And
there
if you
in that
do not
moment
have
and
that
think.
list, you're going to miss something.
You might not know that you want great Sue Ann's photo taken with
Yes.
Bobby Ray and Billy Joe.
Exactly.
and then one without Billy Joe.
And the one without Billy Joe and just Sue Ann and Bobby Ray.
And then
and
add in
maybe not
Cousin
even Sue Ann,
Bill.
just Bobby Ray.
Yeah. Literally. So The photographers that come.
That was hard for me to
that
just
have
remember
that
the names I
list.
made up. So
I love it when a photographer comes prepared. They've got a list already. For the ones who don't, and they're like, all right, what do you want? That is the most time consuming. And y'all know I do my beach setups, and they only get 1 hour with that setup. So I always tell them, make a list for your photographer. Because once
my
that hour's
favorite
over, I'm breaking
is
it down.
when you ask bride and groom in the coordination questionnaire that we give out, it asks for a shot list, and their response will be, "Oh, my photographer has one." Like, okay, did your photographer provide you with that shot list, or did
Yes.
you make one with your family's names and dynamics?
Exactly.
Oh, well, they said they were going to handle that. No. Your photographer does not know every family photo combination and dynamic
Exactly.
for you, unless they are your aunt who does. They don't know the groom side. Like
Yeah.
nobody can give you that information but you.
We did our side of the family photos, his side of the family photos, all bridal party photos, da-da-da-da photo. And then it came down to if we were going to do a full family mix photo, like both mine and his side of family mix photo. And they asked, do y'all really want that? Me and Justin both looked at him and said, no, not really. Why do we need it?
But you had it on the list.
It was
just
on the
in
list.
case.
And
'Cause
then
you may
she
be
asked
over it
and
by
said,
then.
do you want it? And we both were like, there's no reason. What are we going to do? Hang up a picture of us married with both of our families together? And like my mother-in-law, I love my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is not going to hang up a picture with my father and my mother and my grandparents and us and them in the
No,
house.
it would-
She's
yeah.
going to hang up a
Literally
picture
the
of
only value-
us with her in the house.
Well, your value in that would have just been that you have it in 50 years to
Right.
pull out of the scrapbook.
Right. I have a picture with them and they have a picture with us and vice versa. And I think that was enough. But it was on our shot list because at the time we thought that we wanted it and we realized, actually,
Well,
why
you
do we need
thought
that?
through every scenario, which is the reasoning behind requesting that. And
Yeah.
I love that you, as the officiant, you have no hand in photography, the coordination, the planning that would have something to do with that list, but it's still a note that you know brings value to their day, and you make sure that you tell your couples that.
Yes.
Well, I think you've also been in enough weddings to know, especially even as a coordinator, we understand this. Any vendor that's been in enough weddings realizes
They understand the ins and outs that
the
other
ins and outs
vendors are
of
doing.
everything. And so you think hey, by the way, make sure that you have this. Make sure that you've got this. Have y'all thought of that? Because you know the value that it brings to their day.
Yes. The more
and that people
information
don't
we
think
can
about
give,
it.
the better. Because
Yeah.
they don't realize
That's
a
my
lot
favorite.
of stuff that they're missing. And then come crunch time, then they're usually freaking out. But if they have a really good team
Your
of
brain
vendors.
is fried at
you
that
know,
point.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So all you can do is lean on that team of people you hired, and you have to hope that they are competent and professional enough, and that you have communicated to them enough prior to your brain being fried.
Yes.
So that you can fully, my brain is shut off and over with, y'all got it.
Yep. And that is the best of every event, is for a bride to be able to truly relax, stress-free on her wedding day, knowing that she has the best people taking care and handling everything, not having to worry what's going on behind the curtains, because we got it.
Yep. I love that. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense for, what makes a good planner and coordinator and what makes a bad one.
Yeah. Just being prepared and knowing what you're doing, being open in communication are the biggest key points for anybody in this industry. Because like I said, I've showed up a couple of times. Everyone was ill prepared. I'm like, okay, let's get this going. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Being able to take over it and handle it if you're needed to.
Oh, yes.
Is, again, a sign of a good vendor. If your DJ shows up and nobody else is competent, they should be able to,
Yes.
okay, I got it. Guess I'm wearing all the hats today.
I've seen it many times on almost every end, whether it was from a planner, a coordinator, a DJ, or me being called up to officiate because the person who was supposed to be standing up there, yes, I have been called up in a pair of blue jeans. Yes, I went to a wedding in blue jeans. Y'all, it was a
Sometimes
backyard
you gotta do
wedding.
What you gotta do.
And the officiant got so nervous standing up there, he literally turned around and went and vomited. My cousin, sorry, Amber.
Wait, had he done weddings before, or like was this the first time wedding?
I don't know where he got Joe Blow from.
Whose wedding? What?
It was a cousin's wedding.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you were already there.
I was
As a
already there.
guest.
Okay.
But as
As a
soon as I
guest.
realized he was going to hurl and he wasn't coming back, she turned and looked at me and I said, I got you.
Why they didn't
The
ask
panic
in the
in
first
her
place?
eyes. That's crazy. And that's actually one of the scenarios that we tell couples that our role as your planner or coordinator is okay, comes down to the nitty gritty. Your officiant doesn't show, they're late, something happens.
Uh-huh.
We have to know enough details to be able to stand up there and marry you.
Good
if we
news
need
is
to in the
I can't
moment.
officiate. That's the truth.
I am not ordained. However, I will fake it as good as I can and we will handle it later.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the point,
Yep.
is that myself as a wedding vendor can figure it out. If I need to plug my phone up to a karaoke speaker and
Yep.
DJ your wedding, I will
I'ma do
figure
it.
that out.
Been there, done that too.
Yeah.
Your planner and your coordinator should not be the only ones capable of wearing all the hats.
So-
It should be
Exactly.
everybody.
So I'm going to talk a little, let me toot my horn here. For my beach weddings, I am all in one.
Right,
Unless they
that's
bring
true.
their own photographer or their own DJ, I'm the one up at the front. Not only am I going to proceed over your ceremony, I am controlling the music from my phone. I'm literally
You have
telling
that
you
package that's all
it's
inclusive.
all there.
How do you do that? Control the music from your phone while also being front and center and officiate at the same time.
So I have my phone and I'll work the music from behind my book, my little black book, because most of the time, if it is a task that they hand off to someone, that's just controlling a Bluetooth speaker, they just abruptly stop the music.
Yes. And then start the next one.
Yes, I don't do that.
There's no fade
I like
out,
to
no-
fan it down so that I can
I'm like,
control
y'all can't
it.
turn the volume down a little bit?
So,
to-
yes, exactly. I fan it down, pause it, turn it all the way down, put it on the next song, pause it, and turn it back up so I can start my ceremony and have it ready to go for the next song, which is usually the exit, when they're leaving. Unless they have another song, like for their unity ceremony, sometimes they'll have another one. Either way, it's still the same motion for me. Play the song, fan it down, get the next one ready. For photography, a lot of times they don't have photographers because they see, it's going to be on the beach. We'll just have everybody bring their cell phones. They don't have a trained eye. They've not seen the type of pictures, the angles. They have no idea of the pictures they truly want. So during COVID, my husband was a photographer. He was there to, help my eloping couples because we couldn't do large crowds. I learned a few things from him, plus working with so many of the other professionals on the coast. So I kind of helped them so they'll get some decent pictures, but I don't do photography. I'm like, here, let me put you in this place, stand like this, and help.
Does your husband go with you, though, to do some photo
He doesn't do
during the
photography
ceremony or
anymore.
no? Okay.
No. He does go with me. He is my muscle and my biggest supporter. He's always with me, and like today, because I knew I'd be here for several hours. But usually, if I'm going to do an elopement, just going to meet someone to sign, or even a big venue wedding, he's my chauffeur. If we're doing a beach wedding, he is my muscle. If I'm at home having a little bit of a mental breakdown trying to figure out how I'm going to write this specific ceremony, he's like, hey, let's talk this through. He's like truly my moral support.
That's good.
So, yes, he's amazing. So, on the beach weddings, I kind of wear every hat unless they actually hire a professional. And then when they do, I make sure that I reach out because I take that planner role into my hands. And I'm like, let me make sure that they know they're going to be working with me. And they always appreciate it because they're like, hey, I'm so excited to be working with you again. Everybody, I've got a great experience with almost everyone I work with because I come ready to do whatever it is.
Right.
I want to do all the things. Let me help you with this. Let me, fluff your dress. Look, as the officiant, I can't tell you how many times I've held the baby so mama could get ready for her big day.
Yeah.
Big thing. Just so that she could have a moment to go pee. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
She's like, hold the baby for me. I'm like, yes, give me that cuteness. Give me them little cheeks. So,
Yeah.
there isn't a role that I won't play to help make the day go smooth. So, I
Again,
think
that's the mark of
servitude.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
100%.
I guess I always called it people pleasing because that was just the words they always used growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Now as I mature, I realize I was born for service.
Mm-hmm.
I get my greater happiness out of doing things for others.
Serving people.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I want to know your craziest scenario, I guess.
More than the 2 brides?
Yeah. Imagine there's crazier than that. Or can you even pick one?
Well, let's see.
Or even your craziest red flag one?
Yeah, maybe that.
Let's see. I got a bunch of them.
Oh, good.
Take your pick.
Let's see. A bride throwing up on her dress during the ceremony. Me saving a 2-year-old as he literally tips into a
know.
water fountain while everybody else has vacated the premises. That was a big one. And she didn't just get her dress, she got mine too.
Wait,
Oh,
it was in the middle of the
no.
ceremony?
Yeah.
Was it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor. We were on the beach. And I think she had a bit too much to drink the night
Yeah,
before.
let this be a note to y'all.
Don't
Maybe
drink alcohol.
don't drink alcohol the night before your wedding. You can have that
Please
as a little
don't.
mimosa, but leave that for
Like, get through the ceremony.
get through the ceremony.
Yes.
And
And
alcohol and heat.
Really,
Right.
exactly.
Know your limitations.
I think she drank strawberry wine because it was red.
Strawberry.
It was probably like a strawberryta
Yeah,
or a
something like that.
hurricane or
I
those
had to
that
go
are not
home
good coming
and have a
back out.
shower and change before I went to my evening wedding. But yes,
Wait, and then the kid at the fountain almost drowned. Where were you? Where was everybody else at?
I was at the Grand Magnolia. Is that Gaucher? I want to say it.
like old place?
The old place. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
the old place.
Magnolia.
I was there doing a wedding, and everybody was getting ready. We were getting ready to do the walk, the processional, and one of the kids just got left behind, and there were little fishies in this fountain. And next thing you know, he's just curious, and next thing you know, there he goes, and I'm like, ah, feet,
At
gotcha.
least you were there.
Yes.
Okay, so what is some other crazier stuff? Any like red flag crazy stuff that like you're like, oh man,
Well, okay,
I wish.
no. What's a like red flag where like, okay, no, we're not gonna be a good fit. You're not hiring me. Actually,
Or I
I'm not
wish
allowing you to
I
hire me.
didn't hire you.
So I've never had a situation where someone ever said that to me.
No, where you
No, where
are like,
you
I'm not
are like,
hiring you
yeah.
as a client.
Like I don't want to
Oh.
do your wedding.
I don't think I've actually had one per se that I wouldn't done, but there was one lady that had reached out to me when I was still really early on and I wasn't fully aware of all the different styles. I'm a little bit of a hippie chick, so when this girl reached out to me for a steampunk wedding, I was like, what's that? So it's not that I didn't want to be hired, I just didn't know enough. So I obviously wasn't a good fit for that one. Now, I will say this. If you expect me to show up wearing a robe and collar, I'm not the one. I am not your Catholic
Do
preacher.
you ask what? Is there a specific
Yes.
color or anything you want me
I
to not
have
wear or
on my
specifically wear?
contract, what is your preference? Do you want me, because I do have those people that are really nonchalant. They don't care if I wear jeans and a t-shirt. They're like,
no,
let's
wear
just
what
do
you're
it.
comfortable in.
But yes, and then I have the medium wear where it's like business casual. I'll be wearing black pants and some really nice
Do you
top.
prefer to wear black?
Yeah. It's my favorite color
Yeah.
next to
I also
purple.
think since you're in the middle of
So,
the
yes.
bride and the groom, it's
I-
versus wearing like hot pink and a.
So pink flushes me out. I more often than not will be wearing one of two colors. I'm either going to be in black or forest green with black pants.
I like that. That's pretty.
So, unless they give me a specific color line to follow, because I'll tell them, I'll be like, these are the colored dresses that I've got. Navy blue and black, that's my call. The entire closet. But I do have some other really radical dresses, cocktail dresses, very specific for like my medieval style. I do a lot of themed medieval weddings where
There's that many medieval weddings on the coast.
Yes. And almost every single one of them I've actually went and did at Bellingraph Gardens. Yes.
I bet that was beautiful.
Oh my goodness, it was gorgeous. Absolutely loved that wedding. So I was wearing a medieval maiden's dress. Yes, I bought this dress specifically for
You
that
probably
wedding.
were like, oh, I love
I
this
don't mind
wedding.
adding
Oh.
it to my wardrobe.
I did not, and I have worn it several times since. In their ceremony, they had the swords where the bride and groom during their exit walked underneath the swords. Very much, the guys were in capes, the girls were wearing maiden dresses with the floral pieces. It was absolutely
That's fun.
fairy tale-ish.
That's fun.
I loved it.
I like when, I will say, I like when a wedding reflects,
Them.
Their
Them.
personality.
Their
I
personality.
love that the most.
yeah.
You know, me personally, I call myself non-denominational, but I'm more of a spiritual person. So when I get to do things that actually cater on their end of things, like whether I got a lot of gamers. I'm not a video game player anymore. I mean, when I did stimulation games like Sims and stuff. But these are hardcore gamers that, you know, they playing WoW or Diablo or whatever, and they're having extravagant things at their wedding based off of these games they play. And they'll go as far as wanting a quote from a game or the movie, you know, whatever movie theme, and they'll have quotes from the movie
Star
spread
Wars.
around. Yes.
That's a big one.
There was the most recent one was from the movie Up, and they had me do a quote in their
That's
vows,
cute.
and I was like, oh my goodness, which it was really precious because they even had me do the balloons on the chalkboard and stuff for them. I was like, oh, that must have been y'all's favorite movie, and they were like, no, we just really loved it. It's like, okay, they've got kids, and I
Yeah.
understand it. There were so much family oriented things going on there that it just all went together
It
perfect.
worked, right.
Yes, it was so precious. I would say everybody that truly isn't sure what they want, I will tell them this much. The best tip they'll get from me is make a list of the things you don't want. Start
a
there.
Realtor, any good realtor will give you that tip when
Yeah.
going to buy a house. I was like,
Yes. Well, coming from me as a wedding officiant, I can say this. Know what you want. Is this person going to be flexible with you? Are they going to aid to all of your requests? Are they going to answer all of your questions? Are they going to be able to provide you with whatever you need to feel comfortable for your ceremony? Because like I said earlier, you don't understand the emotions of that moment until you're in it. And I think most brides don't know what kind of questions to ask. They're, you know, a lot of first time brides, they just don't know, hey, you know, what kind of person are you? Are you going to match this vibe? Can you do this prayer for us? You know, can we do this with our family? Yeah. They don't realize there are so many ways that they can make their day so much more personalized just by being open.
well,
You
that's
know.
a question people ask us is, well, what are you supposed to do?
You had no
Yeah.
idea.
What's right?
There's
what's
been
wrong?
a few weddings.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
There's been a few
That's
weddings.
the biggest myth is it's your day, it's your way.
Right.
It's not any set way. We're not living in the 14th century, although I'm doing a lot of medieval weddings.
Despite what the trends.
Despite the
say.
fact that I have the 14th century wardrobe at my house.
Literally. Yeah, every wedding is going to be so different now because I think the more that we lose grasp of the older traditions, the brides are starting to see, hey, I don't really have to do that.
Like, this is not
You know?
serving me.
Right.
What will on
Yes.
my day?
Exactly. And, you know, like when I got married, I didn't know there was anything else except for either a courthouse or a church wedding. I didn't know about a wedding officiant because the first time I got married was at the courthouse. Second time, at the courthouse. And the next thing you know, I'm doing
it.
research.
Doing hundreds and hundreds of weddings all over the place. What's the farthest you've traveled?
Oh, let's see. Within a week of each other, I went to Lexington, Mississippi, and then Kosciuszko. I don't know.
have
All I
family
know is
there.
it's
Kosciuszko.
Where's that?
way up there. It's like
North.
4, almost 5 hours one way.
I thought you were supposed to say Hawaii. I
Oh,
was
no.
like,
No, it's just really,
like
really
oil you
far
cook
up
with.
north. So
Kosciuszko.
I don't service that far anymore because as I've gotten further along, I have realized I need to just stick to a service area
Like,
that
this
I'm
is my
comfortable.
space.
Do you
Yeah.
like doing? I heard you say a couple times that you've done a wedding here and then you had an evening wedding. So do you prefer doing more than one wedding in a day, or
So I don't mind, especially because of the different levels of service I offer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can wake up on a Saturday morning and sign 3 licenses before I ever go to a wedding. Like, these are usually the military couples who got their orders and they need paperwork by said day, said time. So I'll go do that, come home, prepare myself, shower, bathe, get ready. And in the evening times, as long as I allow myself time to get from one place
B.
to the other with extra time in between, I'm comfortable. The most I've done is 6 in one day.
I was about to say, how
have
many
you
have
ever
done in a
wait?
day?
Because you do so many. Have you ever accidentally said the wrong name?
I have not ever said the wrong name. I've just mispronounced it wrong.
Hey, that's better than saying the wrong name.
And
That's awesome that you've never done that. As
Well,
many weddings as you've done.
I was gonna say.
look, that's because I told you, so I'm not
I mean, that
exactly
would probably be like a giant fear that you
for
would.
me. Oh, no. I read my ceremonies many, many, many times before I even leave my house for a wedding.
Yeah.
And in between, I have what I call my doorstop. Literally, when I'm done with one event, when I get home, I drop everything off at that stop. I basically am like, thank y'all for letting me be a part of this day. I will hug a tree. I will do whatever. I will take my shoes off at the door. And then I go in and I prepare myself for the next one. Change over my books. Do the same thing. Read the ceremony over and over
You
and over
close
again.
it fully in your head. Like
Yes.
that tab
That
is
chapter
gone.
is gone. Off
Window
to the
closed, exit.
exit.
Yes.
Yes. And on to the next.
I
love
need
that.
to be better about that.
Too many tabs open at one time.
I have continuous tabs always.
I can do that though
in
because
my-
see this
You know
is
the filing
where,
cabinets? My filing cabinets get left open. I forget to shut them.
Too
mine
many
too.
drawers at one
Too
time.
many
The whole thing
drawers.
just falls over.
Yeah,
So-
it's
yeah.
like whoop.
And yeah, that's when the mental breakdown happens because the whole thing goes boop, and I'm
Yep.
like, okay, time to rest.
Yes.
Let me go and fill my cup.
I closed one
Having
door.
to be aware of that.
I
So
actually had to
self-aware.
learn the difference of balancing home and life with work. I don't have so much of a challenge as most people. It's me and my husband and my doggy. I don't have children. I don't have the excessive bills, the house notes, the car notes, and all that. I quite literally have a simple life. So when I say I'm like literally pouring my love into other people, I'm like making it work. Whether I'm trying to cook dinner but still do a phone call, they understand that I'm one person. Every single person that I talk to, even if I've had to get off of a phone call because of a situation, everyone kind of gets that personal side of me from moment A. Like when you meet me,
Right.
you're going to get the full-on Misty,
Well, that's what you want
the
them to get. That's
quirky
what they should
hippie
get.
person. I want you to see who I am. I want you to know who I am. So if you feel I'm a good fit, cool.
You are,
I love
right.
that. If not, please let me know because I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know that, and I'm a-okay with that. But truly, it comes down to make sure everybody has their own, you know what you want. You maybe don't know all of what you want, but as long as you know what you don't want, you can ask questions based off of that.
Well, then my next question would be: so, if let's say the people that are watching these videos, this podcast, everything goes in one ear out the other, and they were to only take one thing away, one thing only. What is the one thing that you wish that they would hear you say as a wedding vendor, as a wedding professional, as an officiant for weddings? What is one thing that you want them to hear from you?
I think, honestly, they should have in their mind the kind of person, the kind of experience they're wanting to be known. When they're communicating and hiring their vendors, have your questions ready. Know immediately if the vibe or the tone isn't to par, then it may not be for you. Knowing also the cheapest is not the best. but the most expensive isn't always the best either. Do your research, do your studies, look at reviews, talk to people. Word of mouth is amazing. You would be surprised at how many people will tell you yes or no with their own experiences.
Right.
So my best tip is ask all the hard questions up front. If they can't answer them, you already got one red flag right there. If they have no problem answering all your questions, if they have no problem with your flexibility, that's every green flag you need to know that you're going to have a true professional on hand. Just ask the questions.
Where can everybody find you online?
I mostly am very much a Facebook girl. I try to keep my website as up to date as possible, but if you want to know what's going on any given day with me, Facebook is the place to catch me.
Gulf Coast Wedding Officiant LLC, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I love it.
I think you're on the knot too, aren't you?
I am on the knot.
We
I
love
don't
the knot
really
as
like
much.
the knot so much.
I somebody asked me the other day what their thought was about getting on the knot for their spray tan company, and I was like, I
Not
don't
worth it.
recommend.
I
Highly don't recommend.
All right. Well, Misty, thank you so very much for coming in and
Thank
chatting
y'all
with
for
us
having
today.
me.
You're
It was
welcome.
beautiful
I
out
love-
today, so I'm glad I got to get out of the house and come and see
Yes.
some of my girls. It has been so much fun, and I hope I have brought a little bit of knowledge and some things for the listeners, and maybe y'all learned a little something from me too.
Absolutely.
Yes,
We will link your social media in the show notes for everybody to see. And yeah, contact Misty if y'all need an officiant for your wedding.
Thank y'all.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yay.
Thanks for listening to The Hitch List.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share your wins and woes. We want to celebrate or commiserate with you.
Until next time, where creativity meets celebration and details matter.
Want to be featured as an event vendor on the Hitch List? Send us a message. We'd love to share your stories and behind the scenes moments.